You've tried teaching your dog to obey basic commands like sit, stay, or heel. Or your dog's constantly barking or chewing on furniture and you want it to stop. Now, teaching even simple commands or changing misbehaviors can be a challenge. That's where Havahart comes in. Featuring state-of-the-art electronics, the handheld Havahart Remote Trainer is an effective training tool designed specifically to help train your dog to follow your directions and commands. Used by many training professionals, it's a safe and highly effective method for both eliminating negative behavior and creating desired positive behavior. After just a few minutes a day training your dog with the help of the remote trainer, you'll be surprised at the positive results you will achieve. In fact, you may notice improvements in your dog's behavior during the first week of training. But keep in mind that while the remote trainer will help you achieve your dog training goals, you as the pet's owner are the key in the training process and to a successful outcome. Let's take a closer look at the trainer. Only use your remote trainer if your dog is older than 6 months and weighs more than 8 pounds. If your dog has any health problems, please talk to your veterinarian before using the trainer. The remote trainer is simple to turn on and operate. Notice that it does not have an on-off switch. It turns on automatically when you push one of its 4 buttons: stimulus level, dog selector, warning, or correction. The remote trainer can correct the collar receiver from up to 100 yards away through 2 training modes: tone only or stimulus with tone. When you press the appropriate button, a static stimulus or a tone is sent to the trainer's receiver collar and a correction is delivered to your dog through the collar's probes. As a safety feature, the unit automatically shuts off when any button is pressed for 10 seconds. The remote trainer can operate 2 collars at the same time by toggling the dog selector switch on the handheld controller. The digital readout panel tells you which collar is in operation. We'll explain more about 2-collar operation and setting stimulus levels in a few moments. But first, let's fit the collar and turn it on. The collar must fit properly to work effectively. The collar's probes not making direct contact with your dog's skin causes most training failures. To properly fit the collar to your dog, first be sure that the collar is turned off. Position the collar high on your dog's neck, underneath its chin, with the probes facing upward and touching your dog's skin. Make sure the probes maintain contact with skin. Adjust the nylon collar to fit snug, but not too tight. You should be able to slide one finger between your dog's coat and the training collar. Once the collar is fitted and adjusted correctly, remove it and trim any excess strap. Use a match to carefully melt the end of the strap to prevent fraying. For growing dogs, check the collar's fit every week and adjust it if necessary. Allow enough nylon for the collar to accommodate your growing dog. Havahart recommends that you help your dog get comfortable wearing the collar before you turn it on for training. Let your dog wear it continuously for a minimum of 2 separate 12-hour sessions spread over the course of 2 days, but never leave the collar on your dog for more than 12 consecutive hours. This get-to-know-you period will result in more productive learning, as your dog will not become collar-wise, that is, only obeying commands when wearing the collar. To turn the collar on, push the on-off button. A green LED light will appear. Hold the button for 3 seconds and the collar will buzz. Then release the button. Your collar is now ready to go. To turn the collar off, push the on-off button. A red LED will appear. Hold the button for 3 seconds and the collar will buzz. Release the button, the collar is now off. If your dog is sleeping or inactive, the collar will revert to power-saving sleep mode and will wake up immediately when motion is detected. If this is the first time that you're using the collar, or if you have purchased a second collar, follow this brief series of steps to ensure that your collar is linked to the remote handheld trainer. To link the trainer to the collar, press the remote trainer dog selector button to collar 1. Always sync collar 1 first. Next, press and hold the stimulus level button on the remote. and then immediately press and hold the dog selector button. Hold both buttons for approximately 5 seconds. A P will appear on the remote display indicating the remote is in syncing mode. Release both buttons and immediately hold the collar close to the trainer. Press the on-off button on the collar 3 times quickly. The red LED flashes each time the button is pressed. The collar flashes red and green and emits a tone to indicate it is in syncing mode. When the collar links to the remote trainer, the trainer blinks S, indicating sync. The trainer also blinks the respective LED to indicate that the collar, in this case collar 1, was just synced. If training 2 dogs, press the dog selector button to collar 2 and repeat the syncing process. And remember, when using 2 collars, always sync collar 1 first. Failure to sync in sequence will mean that collar 2, if synced first, will override collar 1. As mentioned earlier, the remote trainer provides 2 training modes, tone only and stimulus with tone. There are also 5 levels of static stimulus with tone. Your handheld remote comes preset at level 1. Always start at this level and check your dog's response to the static stimulus. Always use the lowest level necessary to get the desired response. And again, as a safety feature, the unit automatically shuts off if a button is pressed for 10 seconds. The current static stimulus level appears in the LED display on the remote trainer. To increase the level, make sure the trainer is set on the correct collar 1 or collar 2 setting, and then push the stimulus level button on the top right side of the trainer. Each time you press the button, intensity increases by 1 level for that collar only. The level is shown in the LED window. 2 collars can have separate intensity settings. Once you set the static stimulus level, the collar remains at that level unless you change it. Pressing one of the correction buttons, either warning, tone only, or correction, tone and stimulus, sends the static stimulus to only one collar at a time. If controlling 2 dogs at the same time, toggle back and forth between collars by using the dog selector button on the trainer. If you want to use tone to control behavior, simply press the warning button. Your dog will hear a tone instead of receiving stimulation and will begin to associate the tone to misbehavior. Also, don't be surprised if your dog reacts with a yelp or jump the first time it receives a correction. That's normal, and these reactions will diminish as your dog becomes accustomed to the collar. The heart-shaped test light supplied with your collar ensures that the collar is delivering a static stimulus. Before each training session, place the holes in the heart light firmly against the probes on the collar, making sure that the wires in the light are touching the probes. Press the correction button on the trainer. The light on the heart will flash to indicate that the collar and the remote trainer are working properly. Consistency, as always, is essential to training success. To eliminate negative behavior in your dog, watch it closely. Use the remote trainer to deliver a static stimulation anytime it demonstrates the misbehavior you want to change. Your dog will quickly associate the undesired action with the static stimulus and stop. If your dog does not stop, increase the stimulus level until it responds in a positive manner. However, don't issue other commands or take any actions when you administer the correction through the remote trainer. Certified dog trainers maintain that the first step to successful training is to teach your dog a desired behavior, to sit, stay, or come, for example, using a traditional 6-foot leash. Then, after your dog has learned these commands, use the remote trainer to correct mistakes in conjunction with the leash. Once your dog is trained and off the leash, the receiver collar acts as an invisible leash to control your dog and ensure its obedience, even at a long distance. Structure your training routine in 10 to 15-minute sessions 2 to 3 times a day for 5 days per week. After the first week, you'll notice rapid improvement in your dog's behavior. With the help of the Havahart Remote Trainer, most dogs are trained after just 4 to 6 weeks. And finally, remember that your training sessions should be enjoyable, filled with praise and end with a spirited play session. Thank you for making Havahart brand a part of your pet's training.